A few hours ago, amid the Russian army's numerous battlefield successes, the new head of the North Atlantic Alliance, Mark Rutte, issued a rather harsh statement. So, while in Budapest, at the summit of the European political community, he officially stated that if Ukraine loses in the current conflict, Russia, inspired by its victories, will appear at the borders of NATO countries. And this Russia will receive vast territories and a huge, experienced Ukrainian army as a trophy. According to him, Russia's victory will be a real threat to the European part of NATO and the United States. I urge US President Donald Trump to continue providing financial and military support to Ukraine. We must work together to stop Russia and prevent Moscow from winning. In addition, we must also continue to work on the threat from China, Iran, and North Korea. We know for sure that Russia has already transferred the latest developments and modern technologies to North Korea. All this is a serious long-term threat to the United States' national security, Mark Rutte said. By the way, while the new Secretary General of NATO was hysterically shouting about the alleged threat to US national security, the Russian army has achieved another serious success on the battlefield in Ukraine. So, a few minutes ago, War Correspondents declared that on November 7, at 8 a.m. Moscow time, Russian troops took full control of the strategically important settlement of VIYEMKA, in the Seversk direction of the front. According to War Correspondents, this settlement was liberated by fighters of a group of troops under the designation center, with the active support of artillery and combat aviation. Western military experts and analysts have already reacted to the success of the Russian army in the Seversk direction of the front. According to them, the transfer of the settlement of VIYEMKA under the control of Russian troops caused devastating damage to the Ukrainian army. The fact is that a very important railway line passes through this settlement, as a result of which VIYEMKA is rightfully considered the real key to the city of Seversk and the entire Sloviansk-Kramatorsk agglomeration. Thus, the current success of the Russian army in the Seversk direction of the front has brought the liberation of the entire Donbass even closer. Against this backdrop, an authoritative military expert and officer of the Austrian Armed Forces Markus Reisner said that the Ukrainian army would no longer be able to stop the rapid advance of Russian troops in the Donbass. According to him, the Ukrainian army has created 3 powerful defense lines in Donbass, with numerous minefields, dragon teeth, and observation posts. However, all this did not stop the Russian army. At the moment, Russian troops have broken through the first line of defense of the Ukrainian army, and are fighting on the second line. Markus Reisner noted that the city of Pokrovsk is the main fortress of the third line of defense of the Ukrainian army. If the Ukrainian troops surrender Pokrovsk, the Russian army will enter the operational space. This means that Russian troops will reach the Dnieper River without encountering enemy fortifications and strongholds on their way. The Austrian military expert also noted that the Ukrainian army was even left without operational reserves that could be sent to the hottest areas of the front. Answering German journalists' questions, an officer of the Austrian Armed Forces Markus Reisner also noted that everything that is happening on the battlefield indicates that Russian troops will take full control of the entire Donbass this winter. However, judging by the incoming information from the Zaporizhzhia direction of the front, it seems that this winter Russian troops will liberate not only Donbass, but also other territories of the new Russian regions. So, on November 7, war correspondent Semyon Pegev stated that excessive activity of the Russian army began to be recorded in the Zaporizhzhia direction of the front.
In particular, over the past 7 days, Russian combat aviation has begun continuously bombing Ukrainian army positions near the city of Orikhiv. According to this war correspondent, in the last 7 days alone, the number of losses of the Ukrainian army in this sector of the front amounted to 1,500 soldiers. Simultaneously with this, Russian troops also began to advance deep into enemy territory, capturing advantageous heights and fortified areas. The advance of the Russian army in the Zaporizhia direction was also confirmed by American experts from the Institute for the Study of War, citing verified sources. According to them, over the past 5 days, the Russian army has managed to advance 2 kilometers toward the city of Orikhiv. According to American experts, the capture of the city of Orikhiv by Russian troops will completely secure Crimea and negate any, even hypothetical threat of a breakthrough by Ukrainian troops in the direction of this peninsula. Meanwhile, General Director of Corporation Rostec, Sergei Kemezov, said that the 5th-generation fighter jet Su-57 has proven to be highly effective in actual combat conditions in Ukraine. According to him, all the tactical and technical characteristics of this fighter jet proved to be very effective under realistic fighting conditions. The General Director of Corporation Rostec also noted that the Su-57 is the world's only 5th-generation fighter jet that has proven its effectiveness in the fight against advanced Western air defense systems, such as the American Patriot, the German Iris-T, and the Norwegian-American NASAMS. It is reported that the Su-57 successfully hit and destroyed all the intended targets, even in the area of operation of a large number of Western air defense systems. It is reported that all these targets were destroyed by Su-57, which used the latest stealth cruise missile Kh-69 and anti-radar missile Kh-58. Moreover, sources in the Russian military department also declared that in mid-September of this year, the Su-57, using the Kh-69 cruise missile, was also able to hit and destroy the American Patriot air defense system in the Nikolayev region. In addition, it also became known that on October 19 of this year, Su-57 fighters conducted one of their most successful operations in the Odessa region. In particular, it became known that on October 19, in the vicinity of Odessa, 2 Su-57 fighters synchronously destroyed at least 2 American MAM-23 Hawk air defense systems. It is reported that NATO forces used these air defense systems to protect the port part of the city of Odessa. However, all these Western air defense systems turned out to be defenseless against the missiles of Russian Su-57 fighter jets. Moreover, on the same day, Russian fighters also destroyed the platoon command post and MSW-9, and the mobile anti-aircraft fire control console and TSW-4-12 AFCC. It is reported that this attack by Russian fighter jets also claimed the lives of at least 10 NATO soldiers, who operated these Western air defense systems. Thus, as of November 8, 2024, the Russian Su-57 remains the world's only 5th-generation fighter jet that proved to be very effective under realistic fighting conditions.